So, Catastrophist, my God, what a song. So this is not really going to be a reaction or mainly a review, but more like just thinking out loud some stuff after I heard that song. So let me say, right from the top of my head, it's it's an amazing song. I'm not gonna say the things that have been said already. Melodic, nice solos, harmonized solos, the Matt's voice. It's a beautiful, beautiful, brutal song. Very nice, very nice song. I loved it. But what I'm thinking right now is when I first heard the song, I was like, okay, so Trivium, I was like, I was kind of relieved. I was okay now. Trivium have have stuck to the approach or the concept of what they did in The Sin and the Sentence. That's the first tell. Anybody can sense that when they listen to that song, is that they are still in the same production wise, and the same melodies, and the same kind of concept and approach to The Sin and the Sentence. But what the other side of that info tells me and makes me ask myself, if that song tells us as fans, Trivium fans, and especially fans of The Sin and the Sentence, it tells us that, it makes us ask ourselves, so if this song represents what the album is going to be, so what is Trivium going to repeat themselves? Because that song could, you could take that song and just put it on The Sin and the Sentence. It would fit perfectly. It has all the elements of all the songs, basically, of The Sin and the Sentence. So what does that tell us? So what I said to myself when I heard the song, I was like, oh nice. Okay, so they found the sound, they found the what they want to sound like. It doesn't sound like they're experimenting anymore, like they did, like they did in Vengeance Falls, and excuse the way I sound, I'm just tired. Vengeance Falls and In Waves, and Silence in the Snow. They are telling the fans, hey, this is what we are still going for. What I said to myself and what I kind of predicted and anticipated, that I hope Trivium has found their sound. That's it. This is Trivium. When you listen to them, that's Trivium. We don't want to say modern metal. We don't want to say, we can't say anymore melodic thrash because it's not. So we're just gonna listen to that, to Sin and the Sentence, and to that song, and we're just gonna say, this is Trivium. So what I said back then to myself when I heard the Sin and the Sentence is that I thought they recalibrated their path. They are back on the right track. This is, I didn't believe that this is the best that Trivium could offer. They could do much nicer songs and much better songs and more epic songs. But I said to myself, they are definitely on the right track. And Catastrophist proves what I said and what I predicted and what I anticipated. It's a beautiful song, but it sounds like The Sin and the Sentence. It sounds like a culmination or a combination and a mix of all the things we heard on The Sin and the Sentence. So the question is, are Trivium going to repeat themselves? Because It's just like The Sin and the Sentence, the album. But I know Trivium are a very smart band. They're not gonna do that. And they have never repeated themselves. But that does not mean they're going to change their sound again. I feel that Catastrophist is telling us that this is what we are still going for, but I don't believe one bit that this song, the Catastrophist song, represents the album What the Dead Men Say. I believe it in my heart that this song is not going to represent the rest of the songs on that album. Because if it does, that means we're going to have The Sin and the Sentence Part 2. And I doubt that. What I believe, and I feel, and I have a strong feeling about, is I believe the first half of that song of Catastrophist is basically The Sin and the Sentence. The second half of that song, I believe, is what represents the rest of the album, the new album. The breakdown, the progression they did in that song, the kind of the tempo with the drumming and the melody in the riffing, in the aggressive riffing that they did, which was beautiful. I think the rest of the songs are going to be closer to the second half of Catastrophist more than the first half. So I think the second half of Catastrophist is what the album is actually going to be like. And that's also what I said to myself when I heard the Senate sentence, is that I hope that they take whatever they did on the Sin and the Sentence and they push it more, and they push it further. Push it can be more intense. Push it can be adding newer elements to what they're doing. And I feel strongly that the rest of the album is going to be closer to the second half of Catastrophist more than the first half. And I'm really looking forward for the album.